What's up, everybody? Happy Halloween, or, well, I mean, it's like 6 past midnight, so I guess technically Halloween is over. But anyways, happy Halloween, or late Halloween. So today I'm actually gonna be doing something different. I'm gonna be playing Battlefield 5 and showing some gameplay of the new update that just came out today, which is War on the Pacific. So, in case you haven't guessed it by the title, it is Battlefield 5, but now take place in the Pacific Theater. So, a little background before I continue. For those of you who don't know, Battlefield 5 is the first-person shooter, and it takes place, Battlefield 5 takes place during one of the most bloodiest and deadliest conflicts in all of human history, World War II. Yep, it's crazy. This game has been out for a year already, and in that 1 year, and in the year that's been out, we've only really played as the British forces and the Nazi army. And the reason for that, so basically this past year we've been playing the early parts of the war, like the first year or two. And because of that, you can imagine that there actually wasn't, my bad. There actually wasn't too much content in the beginning. It really lacked a lot of content. And the reason for that is because this is EA, keep in mind. And you know, when it comes to EA and all their games, they really love the games as a service model, which can be good and bad. It has its benefits and detriments. You know, you take it however you want, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But so with this game, they wanted to they're doing that too as well, the games as a service model. And what they're trying to do is, since it's World War II, they actually want to they kind of want to have a bit of a narrative going on with the multiplayer, and that's where the service comes in. So there's Battlefield 5 introduces something called the Tides of War, which is basically tells the story of World War II. And the way it works is that, you know, at the beginning of Battlefield 5 you had the beginning of the war, which started in 1939. And for those of you, you know, I'm gonna drop a bit of a history lesson on you guys. For those who don't know so much about World War II. So World War II started 1939. I don't know the exact month, so that I can't tell you. But I know it started in 1939 when both Great Britain and France declared war on Germany because of all the atrocities that have been going on, and Hitler, you know, basically just going mad and with power, doing a bunch of atrocities and wanting to, at that point, just dominate Europe. And after the Allies let Hitler get away with a lot of things, because they keep in mind, at this time it was the 30s and the world was going through the Great Depression. Not only did they not have the resources or the money to fight a war, but they just didn't want to go into another war with Britain because, well, they didn't want a repeat of World War I. Unfortunately, they had to go to war because they saw that Germany had to be stopped. Hitler had to be stopped. Oh wow, how did I miss? Oh my god. And then also, you know, I'm just gonna let you guys know, heads up, don't expect some very crazy, like, good gameplay from me. I'd consider myself a pretty average Battlefield player, so don't expect me to be going like 50-7 or doing any crazy trick shots, snipers, or, you know, mowing down armies. Yeah, don't expect that from me. I'm just providing some regular average gameplay for the average player. So back to the history lesson. After after that, Britain and France declared war since they were allies, and then the Soviet Union, even though they're part of the Allied powers, did not declare war on Germany because they had a what was it? A non-aggression pact, I believe is what it's called, with Germany, which said that basically said, in other words, that they weren't gonna attack each other, and so that's what happened. Damn, and I died. And I picked up that guy's gun by accident. I didn't want to use that gun. I wanted to use my Type 100. Anyways, so that's when the war started, and within, I don't even know how much time it was, but long story short, it was France and Britain against Germany, and Germany actually battled France, and I don't know how much. I think within like the first few months. I don't know the exact number. France fell to Germany, and then Germany occupied France, set up a puppet government, and at that point France was already out of the war. So that just shows you how crazy. That just shows you just how that the Nazis were no joke. They took down France so easily, and you know, I know because of that, France tends to be the butt of a lot of the jokes when people say that the French national flag is a white flag, and that you can't depend on them in wars and whatever. Oh, the poor French. So after the French were pretty much unable to battle anymore, it was just Nazi Germany and Britain, and so at that point the war just consisted mainly of those two. I believe Britain did ask the United States for help, but at that time the US just wanted to be in a state of isolationism. They did not want to get involved with the war, especially with the Great Depression going on, and the government knew that war they would not gain the support from the citizens or from Americans. They would not gain support for the war, so they knew that there was no way they were going to be able to go to war. And so yeah, it was just France and Britain, and it did look like, and at the beginning, it did look like Germany was gonna win the war, and they would have actually taken out Great Britain. But fortunately, Great Britain not a force to be reckoned with. They were able to hold their ground, and you know, unlike France, they didn't go down easily. They stood up, they kept fighting. They did. Oh, there's a sniper there! Ah! Nice. Okay. I got you, man. I got you. Come on. Let's do this. So yeah, about the first 2 years, it was just basically Great Britain and France, or Great Britain and Germany going at it. Of course, the U.S. did. I know the U.S. did supply weapons and equipment to Britain as a way of showing them support, but not trying to get involved. However, come December 8th, 1941, the only reason I know that that date is because I just learned about it in my U.S. history class in school. I learned about it just this week, and so that's like fresh in my mind. Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and I guess I should also go into a bit of background with Japan. So at that time, the reason why Japan entered the war really stems back years, like about a good 100 years prior with the war they had with China and other things. But all you really need to know is that Japan wanted to also expand its empire, and they wanted to capture the Pacific. And so they joined the Axis powers with Germany. And so the way they saw it is that Germany would pretty much control all of Europe, or conquer all of Europe, while Japan would conquer all of Pacific. And I know they started attacking the Philippines. I don't know if that was I think no, that was after. So I don't know. I know they attacked the U.S. for a reason, and it has to do with something before. I don't know exactly what it is. It's been a while since I've really brushed up in my World War II, and then the class that I'm taking, it's American history, so obviously we only see it through the American side of things. But anyways, well, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and that was basically the final straw with the U.S. And they decided to join the war and declare war against Japan. And I believe, like, literally the day after they bombed Pearl Harbor, they started attacking the Philippines too, and which at that time, you know, was territory that belonged to the U.S. So the U.S. wasn't happy with that. Let me take a sip of my coffee first. Anyways, so the U.S. declared war against Japan, and they also declared war against Nazi Germany due to the fact that Germany was Japan's ally. Great Britain now had another ally, and they also declared war on Japan. And that takes us to right now. So this is